Hey, I'm Hakeem, a student building my first startup. The idea? A language learning app where you learn through content that you actually enjoy. I've always wished someone showed what it's really like to build a SaaS from scratch. 0 users, 0 profit, 0 lines of code. So that's what this series is. I'll be sharing everything. The failures, the wins, and what I learned along the way as a developer and as a founder. Thanks for clicking, and I hope you enjoy.
Okay. It's a beautiful day today. However, I am not feeling so beautiful. If you can't tell.
Yeah, so I'm actually feeling a bit sick right now, which sucks, but I need to make progress on this. Today, I want to work on allowing the users to rate the word 1 to 5 based on how familiar they are with the word. And then, this would save to the database. Then there should be some sort of UI where users should be able to see all the words that they've saved. So first things first is thinking about the database structure. So how am I actually saving these words? And I learned something interesting when I was setting up my other schemas, particularly for saving the content here. So the schema that saves all these words and everything. And so apparently I've done it in not a great way, because MongoDB gives me a little information warning type of thing saying that, hey, the way you did it is kind of shit. And so I need to, I'll probably have to change it. And so what MongoDB says here, this is its insight, is that when there's a large unbounded array, it can affect the query speed. Because I'm storing all of these words, and these can be like an infinite amount of words, right? Then this makes a really large array of just shit. So apparently that's not very good for querying. And so I'm not going to change that right now, because whatever, everything's working. But in terms of this new feature I'm doing with saving the words, originally what I was planning was to save the word into the user object. And so pretty much users here would have a field that would just be word bank or saved words or something like this. It would just be an array of word objects. And the word object would have, all the information about it. I don't know why is this object? That's interesting. Okay, I think what the hell's going on here, bro? Okay, I have some bugs. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. And now nothing's loading there. What is wrong, bro? Okay, apparently there's a bad request. Okay, who fucking knows what happened there? Yeah, as you can see, I got bugs. But yeah, this is what I feel like building something like this, and it's my first experience building something big, and I feel like I just have so many bugs that I'm not even aware of. Like, what was that, bro? Like, I have no clue. Why is that happening? It's probably just because I coded shit really bad, right? Like, I don't know, man. But you just gotta start, because, like, you're not gonna learn if you don't just fucking get into it, right? But anyway, what was I saying? Is that, I was planning for users to have a field, which would be word saved or word bank or something like that. And it would just be an array of word objects. I was trying to think of a better way to save the data. And so I think the solution to this would be to pretty much take out that word array, the word bank field, and make it into its own model. And then I would have a foreign key of the user for each word in the word bank, right? So this way, I think it would remove the unbounded array, and I think then you wouldn't have any performance worries in the future. And look, I don't even know if this problem matters so much, especially for like the chances my application is not going to get that many users, so it probably won't even matter. But I just thought I should probably make it, you know, I might as well make it correctly now that I know that this is something that exists. There's also something I find interesting whenever I go to make an enum in Typescript. I always remember that people say, oh, Typescript enums are fucking awful, and then I always go on a bloody rabbit hole trying to research about enums and string unions and why is, I swear I've done this like 3 times already and each time I forget, but hey, here I am again. So this is legit what I was about to do, but they literally say don't do this. Bro, and then something so simple as just making a fucking enum for the familiarity rating ends up taking me down on a rabbit hole that like does like 15 minutes of my time. It's so good, bro. Oh my. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I guess here's the moment of truth. I think I can count the number of times on my hand when the first time I test out one of my endpoints, it actually works. So let's see if today it will work first time. I am doubting it. Alright, sick. So all of this is wrong. I'm posting. I am using form data though, so maybe it's because I'm using form data, because I've never used form data before. So I might just have to use a raw JSON. Why'd I say it like that? Okay, fuck, I have to type this out again in raw JSON just to... okay, this is something I'm just gonna get AI to do. There we go. Okay, now it's different. Cool. Alright, source ID must be a Mongo DB ID. Okay, so we're getting an issue with the MongoDB part. Alright, let's see. I have hopes now. Oh, there we go. Sick. So now you can see I saved the word. Let's see if it appears here. It should. Just have to refresh. And here we go, word entries. And you can see the words saved here. And we have the, yeah, great. It's saved well, it seems. Saved as object IDs. So now I should be able to get all the words for a user by just referencing their object ID. Man, I forget how fun it is to just work on my own project like this in one day. Like, you know, after I'm doing like uni and all this other stuff, it's just fun to just have a full day where you just get to work on what you want and just, you know, get some shit done, bro. It's nice. Okay, the next step is going to be updating the word. Now we should be able to see that this gets updated to ignored. Bam. And there we go. I'm gonna go and have a break. Oh, fuck. I am feeling absolutely stellar right now. Alright. I think after those updates to make this more secure, it should be all good now. Unless something goes wrong, so I gotta test this shit. Alright, let's see. Save new word. Anyway. Okay, connection refused, cause what? Okay, I know what's going on. Cause I haven't imported the user service into here. Alright, that should be fine now. Let's see. Okay, great. Word is already saved. Konnichiwa. Alright, fuck. Alright, what's going on now? What's wrong? Alright, word entry validation. Path user ID is required. Where? Alright, let me just... because that should throw an error if that's not there. So let's just console.log the user ID, see what we get here. Okay. So there is an object ID, word entry, user ID, path user ID is required. Okay. Path user ID is required. If then that. Oh, okay, it's because I'm not. Yeah, sure. Let me just spread these, I think. And then I can just say user ID like this, and we should be fine now. Great. Okay. So I think with that, I've finally finished the backend for saving the words. And it's now 4 p.m. I think I spent probably like 3 hours or so, three and a half hours creating all those. Honestly, I haven't fully tested the backend because like ain't nobody got time for that. Probably later on it's gonna bite me in the ass, but I'm just gonna pray that everything was done correctly. I think it should be fine. Okay, so I think now that I have this backend done for all the word entries, I should be able to go into my front end now and start implementing the saving of this and everything else that I need to do. To fix this shit. I'm trying to figure out how I can use Angular's new API HTTP resource to make a GET request, and also how to make sure that this doesn't actually happen if the user doesn't exist. So I'm not actually sure how to do that with this new API. Let me see if I can just get this working with this, which is already happening. So I should be able to say return like config, like this, no? But then here I should be able to say const user is equal to user service dot what user, and I can just say if not user and return undefined. Okay, so I've gone on a bit of a detour, but I think I'm finally starting to understand this new API from Angular. And so pretty much the request is only going to be fired when you return a URL or this config object. Wait, this is the first time I've actually experienced this, where coding my navbar with actual like JavaScript to hold the links and then just like looping over those links is actually really cool, because now I can just add this here and not have to go in like the multiple areas to change the navbar. So I should just be able to say /word bank here, and then I should just be able to say text and add word bank. Okay, let's see if this works. And it should appear here, and I have a circular dependency, which is crazy. But okay. Why do I have a circular dependency, bro? Oh, whoops. Word entry service. There you go. That's why. Okay. And yeah, so that's really cool. Doing it like this dynamically is very nice. And so I'll definitely try and continue to do that in other areas as well, instead of just hard coding everything in the HTML. So I think I've kind of stumbled across an interesting problem here that I'm going to have to tackle. The words that I store in my database here that belong to the actual content, when a user loads up the content, I'm going to have to like merge the words from the content here with the word entries of the user. So I'm going to have to check, does each of these words exist in the user's word bank? And then if it does, I'm going to have to merge both of these objects, if that makes sense. And then that way as well, each of these words should have the familiarity rating. And so when it loads,
I should also be able to highlight the words based on the familiarity rating. So I think what I need to do in my backend, I guess is probably a good way to do this. Yeah, I should do this in my backend. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to not immediately return the plain word objects because they don't have all the information I need specific for that user. I'm gonna have to go to the user model and get all their words that they know for that language. And I'm gonna have to go through each word in the content and check if that word exists in their word bank and then combine all of that information together. Okay, so I have some more backend work to do before I can actually completely get this saving done. But this backend work is essential because I've been meaning to do it. I need it for some other features as well, like the highlighting. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, guys. Guys, what happened? Not the blue screen of death. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Hopefully everything's saved. Bro, it is getting late now though. So I should probably stop soon anyway, but yeah, maybe I should end it there, but it kind of feels like it hasn't been a super eventful vlog. But I guess that's also part of the journey, is that not every single step of the way is exciting. But yeah, the other thing is though, like after today, then I kind of need to do, you know, life stuff like uni work and actual work and all that stuff. And so it's like, man, when will I get the time to continue on this again? And you just don't know, because then I also, want to keep making these YouTube videos and they take time to edit as well. And so there's just a lot to do, a lot I want to do, a lot I have to do, and time feels so finite. Yeah, I think I might end it there actually. I think the blue screen of death has made me realize I'm actually pretty tired right now.